Welcome filmmakers, fans, and friends to this exciting episode of Indie Cinema Showcase. We're your hosts, Christina Carmona.
And I'm Nando Luis Roman.
Today we are at Monkey Chow Animation Studio, where we're going to be playing with motion capture and getting into some mocap suits.
Later on in the show, we're going to be talking to Jeff Scheetz about everything that Monkey Chow has to offer.
I am so excited. Nando, are you ready to get into a suit?
I really hope they have like a slimming kind of suit for me.
I think so.
Yeah?
Maybe.
I've been going to the gym.
Yeah, well let's check it out.
Hey guys, I'm here with Jeff Scheetz, co-owner of Monkey Chow's Animation Studios. Jeff, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us here in your home. We're very excited to play around with these mocap suits. So tell us a little bit about Monkey Chow Animation Studios.
Monkey Chow is a production company. We do computer animation for theme park developers, game companies, pretty much anybody that needs any kind of animation. The things we do are pretty much who comes knocking on our door.
Now, how did you get to this point of creating Monkey Chow Animation Studios?
I started my career in Los Angeles as a visual effects supervisor. I worked at one of the early companies to first do computer animation, and I really enjoyed it. My wife and I decided to move to Orlando, and we opened up a computer animation school at Universal Studios called the Dave School. And that was like a 15-year adventure that was filled with all kinds of good times and bad. But I found that at one point that it's like I really just wanted to make stuff, because as you get deeper and deeper into the school industry, you become quite the school executive, which was not originally my intent.
Right.
So I wanted to actually work on projects and actually work on shots and sequences and things like that. So we had always had a production company that Monkey Chow started while I was still at Dave's School, and ran parallel with it for a while, because people would inevitably call you up and say, hey, do you have any students you want to work on something with? And we would, and so we needed a separate company to pay the students, or the graduates usually, that worked on it. But then I got to a point where it's like, I really would like to go back to production. And we had sold the school, and so we transitioned out and opened up a office version, not just a business entity that was a physical place where people came and worked.
Right. So what made the decision of actually expanding just from the animation studio to doing motion capture as well?
It's something that I've wanted to do for a really long time, and a lot of my background is in motion capture, and there are some great people and great stages here in town to work with. We shoot downtown at Florida Interactive Entertainment Academy. We shoot at Mid-Florida Tech. We shoot at Dave's School. And I think Full Sail, I haven't been there, but it has a really good stage. But there's a lot of like R&D stuff, especially with everything that's happening in with the merging of animation software with video game engines, specifically Unreal, that you're like, we need to be able to play and to experiment and not have to do that on a day when we're renting the stage. Because, then it's the whole time is money thing.
Right.
So we thought if we had these resources, we could be able to learn how to do new things ourselves, which has worked out really well. But that's what created me to want to do that. What allowed me to do that was we got approached by a simulation company that needed like an hour and a half worth of motion capture, and then it's like, that now it kind of makes sense from a financial standpoint to actually own this hardware, and we're about 2/3 way through the project now, so it's going well.
So the difference between your standard like digital animation and motion cap, can you talk a little bit about that for the folks at home?
Sure. With I mean, it's hard to say. When people think
Right.
traditional animation, they think about drawing.
Right, drawing, yeah.
But with traditional computer animation, basically you're setting a pose, saying, okay, on frame 10, I'm going to be here. On frame 20, I'm going to be here. And the computer's very good at going 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And basically key framing is what they call it,
Right.
where you say, keyframe.
Right.
But with motion capture, it's very different because it is very reliant upon the performer and what they're doing. And so, like, the thing about motion capture is you really have to be vested in your performer, who's going to come in, and usually they don't have any animation background,
Right.
but they usually are good at acting, or they're good at dance, or they're good at sport, or whatever they're being called upon to do. They don't really need to understand anything about how the technology works. If they're willing to suit up
Get in the
as you
suit, yeah.
have, yeah. If they're willing to suit up, then it's like, okay, then they can just do their thing and we can capture that. And so it's really popular. Motion capture is really popular in video games because, I guess to answer your question before, the big difference is the motion capture is done in real time. So as you move, it's immediately recorded. That being said, once you have that data, you can plus that. You can do extra animation on top of that. So, like, if some superhero, jumps up in the air 7 inches, you can make that 7 feet.
Wow,
and really add to it and build on the excitement of it.
Here at the studio, what kind of things do you guys offer? Is this something that's open to the public where you guys somebody can come in and like work with you guys, or is it just your own productions?
Well, to some degree, when you say open to the public, it's more of a kind of a business-to-business sort of thing. We work with other companies that have that might have an animation studio, but they don't have a motion capture stage, and so they will come here and shoot what they need, take it back, and work with it. Most of our work has been. I mean, it's very new too. We've only had the stage for about 5 months.
Okay.
And so,
Probably,
so it's a split between doing the service bureau work for people who need this kind of work done, come in and get it, versus someone hires us to do a production. We choose to do it through motion capture, and that's not to say we don't have people on staff that are excellent with hand key animation. They are. It just depends on what the thing we're doing. What it's needed for.
Right. And I'm sure, obviously saving time on one versus the other is going to play a factor when it comes to like deciding how you're going to go about
Well,
doing
it kind of does in the case of, we just did a series of faith-based shorts where it was a good budget, but it wasn't as high enough as you would need to pay the kind of people that could create the kind of performance for the amount of time it would take them to do that. And so that's a case where motion capture sort of made that project at that budget possible because we laid out all the groundwork through motion capture. And but then again, they had the opportunity to go in and make things even sweeter, which typically always happens. It's pretty rare that you would shoot motion capture and go, boom, there it is, we're done.
Right.
So
if people want to find out a little bit more information about Monkey Chow or Motion Capture Orlando, where can they go to?
we have websites, motioncaptureorlando.com and monkeychowproductions.com are our 2 websites, and they're sort of cross-linked back and forth.
Awesome.
Guys, I am here with Daniel McCullum, animation supervisor here at Monkey Chow Animation Studios. So, Daniel, how did you get involved in this aspect of the industry?
Well, I went to Dave School to start out my animation career, and recently there was an opportunity to have a mocap studio in our office, and we've been breaking into the virtual production side of the industry, and this is our virtual camera.
Fantastic. Now, did you always expect that you would go into mocap?
Definitely not.
No.
I didn't know what to expect, but there's been a lot of cool opportunities.
And if people are interested in actually going into this, is that something that they offer at Dave School now?
Yes, Dave School has a full mocap stage.
Fantastic. Now, as you can see, I'm in this suit. Can you tell us a little bit about how this thing works?
Yes, so each of these little dots is covered in retroreflective glass beads, and our cameras around the studio fire infrared light and reflect back, and the cameras can triangulate the position of every marker and reconstruct the motions of either a virtual camera or a full character.
That's fantastic. So how accurate are these things?
Down to the millimeter.
Yeah, I mean, I could say, yeah, we were playing around there a few times. Have you guys ever put animals into this? Is that a thing that you can do?
You can do that. We haven't done that here yet, but it's possible.
Okay, very cool. Now, you're holding this massive device. What is this?
So this is a camera jig. We've attached a MIDI drum machine, actually, that lets us control zoom, focus, depth of field. We've got a field monitor here, and then a number of those markers around.
All right.
And so we can point it around.
All right, so what are we looking at? Oh, there's
And
Nando.
so-
Nando wave. Awesome. And so you can basically transport anyone, anywhere.
Yes. Yep. And
And
there's you.
hey, here I am. That is, oh, and I'm actually from the Bronx, by the way, so that's very, it's
There you
very
go.
fitting. Very cool, man. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much for taking some time out to
Thank
talk
you.
to me. I appreciate it.
How cool is this?
I mean, it's way cool.
I mean, we have probably the greatest job in the world.
Yeah, we do.
How often can you say that you get up in the morning to put on a mocap suit and actually move around and weird stuff?
Yeah, maybe not like that, but yeah.
Right,
I
yeah,
don't
yeah, yeah.
want this to end.
But we could go virtual.
We can go virtual.
Ready?
Let's go virtual.
Okay, 1, 2, 3.
Whoa.
Whoa!
This is amazing.
Awesome!
Interesting choice.
You like it? I kind of went with the future sleek style. Really,
Yeah.
Really accentuates my muscles.
You know, that's all the time we have for this amazing episode of Indie Cinema Showcase. A big thank you to Monkey Chow Animation Studios, Jeff Scheetz and his team.
It was a pleasure talking with you guys. And remember, if you have something that you want featured on Indie Cinema Showcase, be sure to email us at icstv@yahoo.com.
And don't forget to follow us on our socials, Facebook at ICSTV and Instagram at ICSTV Show.
Well, that's it for us here. As they say in the movie business, that's a wrap.
See you next time. Wait,
What?
whoa. If you're Nando, who is that?
Oh yeah, that's me. That's my skin. It was getting a little sweaty inside of it, so I was kind of letting him air out for a little bit, and kind of went with this.
Okay, yeah, no, that's creepy. The whole skin, out of the skin. Yeah.
Say,
Yeah.
you're about size 14.
Oh no. No.
I'm just kidding. I'm just playing. I'm not gonna skin you alive. Promise. This time. Come back. No? Okay. Been fun. See you next time. I tried.